Welcome to Fantasia, home of the melodious. My name's Azallea, and today, gonna be bringing you guys another post-duel commentary. Now this time, playing with my Lunalights. So, of course, you see in my hand, I did not open with the Armageddon Knight, so we can't do any of the combos that I went over in my combo videos that I posted previously this week. But we can improvise a decent field that can ward off some attacks and provide us with some floating in the form of Lunalight Cat Dancer and Lunalight Blue Cat. So what I did here was, of course, discarded the Lunalight Black Sheep to search for the polymerization, and now I'm going to bring Lunalight Black Sheep back with the Lunalight Perfume. I'm just thinking right now about what I really need to do. But yeah, you can do this in any order, of course. You can bring back the Black Sheep, or you can just search out the Blue Cat. Searching out a Blue Cat like this is always nice, because if you can't do anything else, you can at least set the Blue Cat and have something that can float multiple times, protecting you from a potential OTK and stuff. So use the Lunalight Perfume, bring back the Lunalight Black Sheep, and I'll use the polymerization to fuse both of these into the Lunalight Cat Dancer. Cat Dancer's alright, just because the fact that your opponent has to go out of the way to get rid of her, and you do recover some resources with Black Sheep, so it's not a complete minus on your part just summoning her. And Lunalight Perfume, also just discarding the Blue Cat that I added back. Instead of just normal summoning or setting the Blue Cat, I'd much rather search out the Lunalight Tiger, because Lunalight Tiger can bring back that Blue Cat from the graveyard, which allows her to float during the end phase. And again, you always want to get your Blue Cats out of the deck as soon as possible. Maybe leaving one copy is fine, but you want at least two in circulation, one in the graveyard and one on the field. That way, next turn I can bring back the Blue Cat in my graveyard and go for a rank 4 play to set up for my Zodiacs. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty safe right now. The Cosmic Cyclone and a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit in my hand. But the my opponent summons a Lila, so much for the Galaxy Cyclone, or Cosmic Cyclone, my bad. But yeah, apparently that's all he did. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then I check his grave and I see, okay, there's Red as Darkness Metal. He's probably playing some variant of Chaos Lightsworns, like with the Chaos Dragons, not just the Twilightsworns. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting to see that. But, like I mentioned earlier, this is a really good setup for me, because now I can bring back this Blue Cat, and now I can immediately overlay into my Zodiac Brow Bowl to get some searches to set up a little bit more aggressive feel than this, right? So first Brow Bowl search, I believe I go for the Lunalight Wolf. Lunalight Wolf, of course, because I already have some graveyard set up, and if all else fails, I still have a way to get another fusion on the field, namely Lunalight Panther Dancer, so I can go run over like his entire field if I need to. Overlay into Tiger Mortar and then go for the second Broad Bowl. This Broad Bowl will help me search out another Lunalight Black Sheep, because, well, that's one of the best cards to search out right now, since I already have a Tiger in circulation and I already have two Blue Cats in circulation. I don't really need anything else, and Black Sheep's always good because she can help us recover resources. So instead of, you know, searching out unnecessary things like duplicate Tigers or Blue Cats, you can always just recover them from the graveyard while setting it up, you know, with another Black Sheep. So, yeah, got the fusion substitute, and now I summon the Zodiac Trident, and Zodiac Trident will, of course, be destroying the Lunalight Tiger, because I've already used Lunalight Tiger's effect. So, Trident's effect, attaching the Brow Bowl, so I can potentially shuffle that Brow Bowl back if I make a Daigusto Emerald, and I target the Lunalight Tiger to destroy her, so I can get the effect. And with the Lunalight Tiger, I'll most likely be bringing back, of course, the Lunalight Black Sheep, because Black Sheep will be able to add the Tiger back from my extra deck to my hand. And I'll use the Fusion Substitute to do this Fusion Summon, because I already have two monsters on the field. You never really want to use your polymerizations if you're just fusing from the field. If it's the only option you have, then by all means, go for it. But if you have a Fusion Substitute, and it's safe to do so if you know your opponent does have Zodiac Tridents and things like that to potentially stop you, then yes, use the Fusion Substitute, because by putting it in the graveyard, you're setting up for an extra draw that you can do at any time that you please, that you need. But yeah, at this point, graveyard setup is looking pretty strong, and I do have an extra polymerization in my hand, which is really nice. Now, Lunalight Wolf, of course, can banish my Cat Dancer and a Lunalight Blue Cat, or a Black Sheep in my graveyard, and I can go for another Lunalight Panther Dancer. So I'm just checking my graveyard, making sure I have all my plays lined up, and I decided to go for the Lunalight Wolf first instead of the Lunalight Tiger, because Tiger doesn't really do much right now. Yes, Lunalight Wolf activates, and I'll be banishing the Lunalight Cat Dancer and another Lunalight monster for my Panther Dancer. You want to usually just banish your second copy of Black Sheep. You never really need a second one in your graveyard. One is enough to just keep bringing back with Tiger and, you know, recovering resources with it. I also have another one in my deck, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. But again, this is a field that I showed you guys in, you know, the combo videos. You see you have two Panther Dancers that you can overlay into Harbinger, but you can also use this as an offensive tactic. You know, putting two Panther Dancers on the field does a massive amount of damage, especially if your opponent has a lot of attack position monsters. But in this case, I've run into a Lost Wind, which unfortunately cuts my Panther Dancer's attack in half and negates her effects. But that's actually fine because of the fact that she was still able to run over the Lila. It would have been trouble if Lila was in attack mode, but yeah, thanks to her effect, she's in defense mode for the next turn. And over here, I have the option to overlay into a Harbinger, but I decide against it. I didn't really think that I needed it against Light Swarms, because I was more along the lines of Panther Dancer is immune to destruction, and I just didn't really need the Harbinger to negate spells and stuff. I had the Dryden, I had the Ghost Ogre, I felt safe. And here I make a mistake. I did not proc the Lunalight Blue Cat's effect. And you see my mouth spazzing out there, because if I used Lunalight Blue Cat's effect and targeted the negated Cat Dancer that had her attack halved, and doubled her original attack, during the end phase, before it switches to my opponent's turn, she will go back to her original attack, because if you have or double something's attack and it resets during the end phase, it'll reset back to its original value. So yeah, that was a little minor misplay on my part, and I paid the price for it by losing that Panther Dancer, but it didn't really matter in the end. As long as I kept the one that had her attack and effect not negated, it was going to be fine. But here, my opponent summons a Minerva and activates her effect, and I see that, oh, okay, they have 4 Lightsworn names in the grave. They can add a level 4, probably like another Chaos Dragon, like the White Collar Serpent or whatever. I believe he has a Black Collar Serpent on the field. He's going to add the opposite, the Light one or whatever. But here, I decided to Ghost Ogre. I really wanted to Ghost Ogre this guy, because if I didn't, it would have potentially been horrible if he had a Black Rose in his extra deck. He would have blown up everything except one of my Panther Dancers, and well, the Blue Cat and Tiger and my scale get to float, but I really wanted to keep my field. It's pretty important, right? But yeah, so he goes for the March of Darkness and banishes quite a few good cards, but thankfully I do have the Trident ready to blow up that Judgment Dragon, or else, again, field nukes are pretty bad. And that's another reason I didn't want to make a Harbinger, because I was expecting Judgment Dragons, I was expecting, you know, big synchro plays and things like that could easily bypass my Harbinger, and having 2 Panther Dancers on the field just gives them more bodies to have to deal with, and in that case, it just felt a little more safe for me, because I did have the Ghost Ogre and the Trident, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, Minerva, she's finally getting that reprint, but milled the 2 Raidens, which allowed me to get 2 draws, which was kind of devastating, because he was able to summon that Light Pulsar Dragon that he just drew off the top of his deck, putting another body on the field, another 2500 attack body. He attacked over the Panther Dancer with the Minerva, which a little questionable. He could have gotten 500 more damage if he attacked with the Light Pulsar Dragon, but yeah, then he attacked over my Trident. Of course, the smart move. Anything else was not really an option. But here we see that I top deck a Reinforcement with the army, and I do still have access to a future substitute in my graveyard, which is really nice because I do have that one Panther Dancer there. But I don't really want to use that Panther Dancer right now. He has 3 cards in hand, so I'm thinking this main phase 2 is the perfect time to be able to drop a Harbinger, which will be able to protect my field after I reestablish it. And I love Lunalights for the fact that you can easily reestablish your fields. So as you can see here, my Tiger's still in the scale, my Wolf is still in the scale, and I can bring back things easily from my graveyard. I could have brought back the Panther Dancer and just overlay into a Harbinger, but I need to keep the Panther Dancer I have right now on the field. And I can always, you know, destroy the Tiger in my Pendulum Scale and then summon another and summon the Panther Dancer from my graveyard that way, so I'm not too worried about that right now. Right now I just need to recycle some of my Zodiac monsters, and of course he's able to set his Lost Wind back to his back row, but I'm actually not worried about that at all, because since he has 2 monsters face up on the field, I know that I have game this turn, and there won't be another turn for him. So Daigusto Emerald, shuffle back these Zodiac Engine, you really do need them. A second Daigusto Emerald is optional in this deck, it's not mandatory like in Zodiacs, but I really do like it just to shuffle back the first Emerald that you use. It just helps you with your grind game. But anyway, summon the Armageddon Knight and send the Zephyros. Now Zephyros late game is absolutely amazing, because as you can see I just bounced the Lunalight Tiger, which means now I can get another monster reborn with Lunalight Tiger, bring back another Lunalight monster from my graveyard, of course. But I still haven't used Lunalight Tiger's destruction effect, which means I still haven't destroyed her with a Dryden to bring something back too. So I potentially have 2 more monster reborns left in this deck, and I still haven't used Lunalight Wolf. And Lunalight Wolf, of course, we already have our Panther Dancer in the graveyard. We can always banish that Panther Dancer and easily go for a Lunalight Leo Dancer, but that's not what I want to do right now, because it's not necessary. I can easily destroy his field and just go for game without doing that. So go for the Zodiac Tiger Mortar, and as you can see I filled up my Daigusto Emerald with another material. It depends, like, you don't have to do it, but Daigusto Emerald, if it lives another turn, you know, it'll have an additional turn of recycling things. That's really powerful. If you had an Evil Swarm Nightmare or something like that, you could do that as well, just refuel it so you have more defensive capabilities. But as of right now, I have the Instant Fusion, I have so many good cards right now, and I can go for the Norden, I can go for another rank 4 play. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, right now I have the option to Pendulum Summon as well, so I could easily just discard my Lunalight Black Sheep and bring back the Lunalight Blue Cat from my graveyard, add it back to my hand. And this is one of the few times you'll actually use Black Sheep's effect like this to bring back the Lunalight Blue Cat. You only really do this if you're swinging for game or if you need another level 4 body on your field. And in this case, of course, I'm using the Lunalight Panther Dancer and I'm going to swing for game. And the reason why I didn't use my Instant Fusion here was it wasn't necessary, and he did have that one back row, the Lost Wind and stuff, but you know, just in case something happens, I did have a follow-up play next turn because I had the Norden extra deck and all that good stuff. So yeah, anyway, that does it for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found the commentary a little helpful and insightful, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more Lunalight content, and leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.